Hey guys, in the previous episode of In Style with Sneha, I got hold of Bollywood's go-to nutritionist Vishakha Shivdasani to give us all her trade secrets. And this month on the show, I've invited Ranbir Kapoor's private chef Harsh Dixit home to cook a meal for me.
Hey.
Welcome home, Harsh.
Hi, how are you?
Very well.
Hope you're hungry.
I am very hungry and very
Super.
excited to know what you're going to cook for me.
Come on, let's do
I
it.
have a private chef at home. This is exciting. So this is my kitchen.
Oh, super.
You have told me that you want a few very basic, very basic ingredients which I've
Yes.
actually put together, but the rest of the paraphernalia you've brought with you.
Yeah.
What is in this, Harsh?
This is my kit. It's basically all my knives and things that I would require. It's pretty much knives, rolling pin, some tongs, some whisk, and yeah, a few
So
kitchen
this goes with you everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
So I have a private chef at home, and
Yes.
what are you going to be making for me?
Since it's morning, I'm going to be making a breakfast dish.
Okay.
You eat eggs,
Of course,
you eat oats,
I eat oats.
and you eat fruits.
So it's as basic as eggs,
Oats and fruits. We're going to make a porridge out of it. It's something that has been liked by so many of these actors and all my clients that I've served over a period of time. Eggs is your protein source, oats is your carbohydrate source, and again, good carbohydrate rather than eating a toasted slice of bread which has maida, gluten, or even if you're eating whole wheat or multigrain, oats in comparison would be way better. And fruits. You'll get to know once we
I'm
go
happy
around
to
with
be
these,
your
yeah.
sous chef today, so tell me what you
Super.
need.
We can start by cracking some eggs.
Okay,
I'll take that, yeah.
here you go.
You know, one of the things that I worked with these actors, when I realized that they all have different roles that they're playing for different movies.
Yeah.
Some of them where they have to be completely lean, that's when they go off carbohydrates, they cut down sugars, they cut down fruits and dairy. And there are days that everything is allowed in your diet because probably you're completely covered and you have a big beard and not a lot of your body is shown on camera. So the diets differ from time to time, and that's how you keep shuffling between different kinds of diets and what kind of requirement keeps changing every now and then. So that's one of the USPs of this service, wherein someone can understand that and cater to you as per that. Yeah.
It's amazing. So I wish all of us had someone like you. So what happens next?
We need 4 whites. We're going to
Okay.
scoop out 3 yolks. Thank you. Now this is still an approximate, just to have a simpler understanding and not getting it too complicated for the viewers and for people to understand this. That's why I'm doing it a very basic level of this. Otherwise, I even go down to the extent of calculating and seeing what's the total weight of your egg whites, what is the weight of your yolk, because that will give you the precise calculation of what amount of fats and proteins are there in your food. And yeah, we're going to add oats now.
Okay, there you go.
So to this 4 whites, 1 yolk mixture, we're going to add 40 grams of oats. If you don't have a weighing scale, it's all good. Just measure. Always remember that 1 tablespoon is about 15 grams.
Okay.
So we're just going to go 4 heaps.
Okay,
Heapful
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. I'm going to use some sugar-free or stevia or anything that will add some kind of sweetness to this.
Okay.
Since it's a porridge. So just a little bit.
Okay.
Then you just whisk all of this up. And now since it's a porridge and you want it to be nice, soft and something like baby food, you would want the oats to be sitting inside this for a bit so that it becomes nice and soft, and then we cook it on the pan and it finishes the whole dish off. Yeah.
So what does the day entail for you? Like, how do you start your day? What happens?
Well, So I wake up every day. I get a day prior. I would get a call time, as in what time my client is going to wake up. So say for example, if he or she is waking up at 10 o'clock in the morning, ideally I would be there half an hour or an hour prior to when they wake up. And then I start my day with that, wherein I would require about half an hour to 1 hour to prepare their breakfast, depending on which diet they're on, and the breakfast would be changed as per that. And then I start cooking. I prepare their breakfast that's served fresh. I would go speak to them at the time of breakfast that what is their day like. If it's going to be on shoot, then I would plan the meal that can be eaten on a shoot, and if it's going to be at home, then I would plan something that can be eaten at home. And that's how we keep changing things.
So what are the nutritional demands that you've worked with say a Ranbir Kapoor? You've been with him for the past 18 months?
18 months, yeah.
So what has the journey been like with him? What are the films that you've worked to achieve? What looks?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great ride so far. I mean, he's a blessing to a chef. The man eats everything under the sun. Yeah. I mean, what better than a person who eats everything and anything and is a foodie himself. The exciting part was when I got to travel along with him when he was shooting for the movie.
You had to go with...
Yeah, so could you pass me one kiwi?
Perfect.
So about last year, we were shooting for this movie Brahmastra, and that's where I got to travel along with him. We were in Bulgaria for a good 2-month long period. And it was great. I mean, for a chef to take, to go to Europe and cook with that produce, it's something else, and it's different. It was quite challenging. It may look nice and fancy from the outside.
It does sound like the dream job.
But I had to cook for him, and I didn't have any assistants, so I used to cook, clean, go buy things. Out here, you have your support staff. You have.
So you're doing bartan basically.
Yeah. I'm doing bartan, I'm going buying ingredients and coming back and cooking for him. Then obviously there are a lot of other actors on set who also have certain requests sometimes, so I'm cooking for them at times. I mean, I'm very happy cooking, to be honest, so I don't really see that as an issue. And overall to cook with that produce and to be in Europe for 2 months like that, it was amazing, yeah.
But do you work along with an actor's nutritionist or their trainers? Because there's a whole entourage that's working towards making them look the way they do. So how much do you consult with these guys when it comes to their nutritional needs?
On an everyday basis, in fact. So let's just say that for a particular movie role, there's a certain diet that we have to follow, which the trainer or the nutritionist would provide me that, okay, this is the macronutrition calculation that we need to follow for this particular role. And there are days when there is a specific body shot or such, wherein you really have to look super ripped and you're on camera like that. That's the time the diet gets tweaked out a little bit, and it gets even more. Give us some scoop.
Now, what do you eat on that day when you have to look really ripped?
Firstly, you take salt off your diet completely. You eat vegetables like asparagus and broccoli that make you pee all the water out and get it all off your system. Basically what that does is it's going to shrink everything, the water weight is going to go off, and your veins start popping out and you look more and more ripped. And those are
the real secrets.
Yeah. So that is there, and it's quite challenging, no doubt, but as I said, that I love my job and I love to do this every single day. I work all 7 days of the week, by the way.
What, really?
Yeah.
No Sundays off?
So funny story.
I mean, you got to eat on Sundays, so well.
Yeah.
What are his favorite foods?
So he likes very much Indian, simple, basic food too. And as I said, that he's a foodie, so he loves to eat different kind of cuisines. He loves Japanese, he loves Asian, a little bit of Italian and Thai.
So you're doing all of that?
Yeah. Everything but calorie counted and portioned to what your body type and what your requirement is.
But I also see you, like the other day I saw you cooking up quite a storm on Riya Kapoor's Instagram.
Yeah.
Are you always cooking health food, or for parties does that go out the window and are we just looking at taste?
So this was one platform where I'm cooking for someone on an everyday basis based on their diet and all as well. But as a chef, I would want to do other things as well. I love cooking with butter and other things too. So
good.
I do private dinners and things like that, wherein I for a small party up to like 8 to 10 people, someone wants to just call someone home and have like a sit down thing at the comfort of their home. Then I do that as well. Apart from that, I keep doing pop-ups every now and then.
So for someone watching this episode, if they want to
Yeah.
sample your food, what are they going to do?
They should come down for one of my pop-ups and...
How do we know when it's happening?
On Instagram.
Chef Harsh.
Yes, my handle is Chef Harsh. You can follow me there, and I do have certain products that I retail out as well.
What can I pass you?
The pomegranate.
Go. What I like is that everything on this counter here is easily available in almost in any kitchen for that matter.
Yeah.
So being healthy is not a very expensive affair, is it?
It's not at all. Even though certain of the ingredients that you need to consume in your diet, it's very essential for you to understand what other local produce gives you that same properties which is there in an asparagus or a broccoli, which is relatively a more expensive ingredient. You have something called as a Malabar spinach, which is there available in this season right now, and it's got the same properties what you would get from eating 100 grams of broccoli. So it's about you and what choices you would make to tailor make your meals, and what kind of budget do you follow for your food and everything. You can always tailor make it as per that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people watching this episode are possibly going to want to know how expensive it is to avail of someone's services, a private chef. But I'm going to twist that around a little bit and ask you, is it a lucrative career option for young aspiring chefs to look at?
Of course.
You think so?
Yes. Out here right now, I'll tell you this, that I've been a chef for a year and a half without a kitchen, and I'm in a very comfortable spot. Let's just say that, yeah.
So you just find comfort in any and every kitchen that you go to?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I've tried to adapt myself to every other space or different kind of kitchen. It's just that sometimes people are not really cool of other people coming to their kitchen and doing that. Yeah.
Does the Ghar Ka Maharaj feel threatened at all?
Well, I have my ways to get around that, and I give them some of my tips and tricks and tell them that, okay, I'm not here to mess around with their kitchen. In fact, there are ways that I've, sort of come around it. Yeah.
To make them feel secure as well.
Yeah. I'm not going to take that job. I'm just doing my job and going around with my things.
So that's eggs and oats soaked for 15 minutes?
That's eggs and oats that have been soaked for 15 minutes. You've taken a spoon of oil, which is approximately about 10 ml, and you have one egg yolk, which will again give you about 5 to 6 grams of fat. So we are looking at 15 grams of fats coming in from here. At the same time, there are 4 whites, which will give you about 15 grams of proteins, and about 40 grams of oats, which will give you about 20 grams of carbohydrates. We're going to be topping it up with some fruit, 1 kiwi and some pomegranate, which will all again have some amount of carbohydrate value. So in a whole, on a person who's not really looking at a very strict diet, it's a very healthy breakfast to have. Yeah. I'm sorry about too much of technicalities, but yeah. It may sound intimidating, but it is actually not. Yeah.
I feel like you can narrate this stuff in your sleep now.
Yeah. So on and off the fire.
Oh, okay.
You want it to be really soft porridge texture. You do not want it to become like a bhurji or coagulate the protein way too much.
And how long do you do this, on and off?
Maybe 30 seconds to a minute. That's about it. Okay. It won't take more time for the eggs to coagulate and become one. The idea is to reach like a porridge texture, so it's like a khichdi or a very You can even top this up with honey, maple syrup, some kind of sweetener if you like, and yeah. So you make sure that you evenly distribute it, so that with every bite that you scoop in, you get a bite full of the honey, the fruits and everything, and it's not only just kept at one place, and you can always mix it up and eat it too. So yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Chef.
Cheers.
I can't believe Chef Harsh just cooked breakfast for me. I'm just going to soak this in.
I hope you like it. It's good?
Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And doesn't taste healthy, whatever that means.
That's a challenge, right? Yeah, that's the thing, that how you can make simple things at home and still meet your nutrition goals.
You're right, the kiwi adds so much to it.
Yeah. So the kiwi, as I said, it's natural source of sugar that helps you spike your insulin in the morning after your body has been resting
It's
for.
so good.
Yeah. And you can always change things and up your carbohydrate content. If you want more fats, you can add some nuts on it. It's important to understand what ingredient is what source of nutrition. Right?
I feel like I'm going to have this for breakfast every day.
Super, yeah.
And I'm going to save the rest of this for my team because they're just watching me very enviously from behind the camera. This is so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you for coming home and giving me an experience no less than that of a star. Thank you for being on InStyle, Harsh.
Thank you for having me. And if you guys really like this episode of InStyle, do subscribe for this channel, Film Companion, and
follow him on Instagram. He's Chef Harsh. And if you like this, there are tons of more amazing recipes there.
Yeah, we'll be doing that if we get more likes and subscribes. Yeah.